Hey guys, Tamago here. Welcome back to tamagoExtras. Interesting saying that again. I thought the channel was just gonna immediately plummet into nothingness, but we've got another video here. Because I found a topic that I did kind of want to talk about, and today we're gonna be talking about Tanacon. If you don't know, Tanacon is run by the one and only Tana Mojo. You might recognize her from the iDubbbz content cop controversy that he made. Was that back in 20, I think it was early 2017, either that or it was like 2016. But yeah, there was a whole iDubbbz content cop on Tana Mojo covering, it went into the whole idea of like her saying the N-word and being hypocritical and this and that. But yeah, like that's all past and gone now. What we're looking at now is Tanacon. And you might be wondering, what is Tanacon? Well, Tanacon is Tana Mojo's response to VidCon. It was an event that was run. You might know that VidCon happened, I think it was like 2 weeks ago now, like the weekend before last. And she created Tanacon basically to spite VidCon, because back in 2017, she had a bit of trouble with VidCon where they didn't make her a featured creator, which meant that she wouldn't get to go through the back passages of VidCon in order to avoid the big crowds. And obviously back in 2017 or 2016, I'm not sure when her problem with it happened, but obviously back then she had a huge following. And so if she doesn't get to go through the back passages of VidCon, she has to go through the crowd, and that will create a mob because a lot of people would want to see her. And because it created a mob, it was a safety hazard, and so security would constantly be telling her, you can't be creating this mob. And she's like, well, I can't help the mob. If you made me a feature creator, I'd be able to go through the back passages. They wouldn't make her a feature creator, which, I don't blame them for. If they have like, being a feature creator means they pay for your hotel. I think they pay for like some of your food. Like, if they can't afford to make everyone a feature creator, then there are just some people who won't be able to be. But the dilemma she was at is that just because you're a feature creator doesn't mean you can't go to VidCon if you buy a ticket for yourself. But because she was so popular, it's kind of like she was in this situation where it's like her only option really was to just not go, because she's too big to not cause a mob, but she's also not a feature creator. She made an hour and 20-minute long video about this. Jesus, I can't even, like, she's like a story time YouTuber. She tells stories, but man, I could not tell an hour and 20-minute long story. I struggled to tell a freaking 15-minute long story. Anyway, yeah. She's talking. Obviously, this is only her side of the story, but this is the basic gist of the situation. She wasn't happy with how she was treated by VidCon. She just thought the whole situation could be solved if they just gave her the badge, even if they didn't give her the perks, just giving her the badge so she can go through the back passages. Whatever, that was the issue. So in response, she was like, you know what? Forget VidCon. I'm gonna create my own event, Tanacon, and she started Tanacon. She got this guy on called Michael Weiss, I think is. I'll just call him Michael. That's his first name. He's a CEO of a company called Good Times, and they organize events. Apparently, they put together Tanacon, and if you've seen anything about what happened last weekend or the weekend before last, it was an absolute disaster. People were getting sunburned. They were left out in the sun for like 4 or 5 hours. There was no water. There was no food. The YouTubers that were supposed to show up didn't show up, basically because of how much of a disaster it was. Like, Tanacon was not only a complete flop, but it was a disgrace to whoever. Like, people were flying in from different countries to go to this thing, which I personally don't understand why. Like, not because I don't think it could have been organized well, but it's like the first time the event's being planned. The event only exists because it's in spite of VidCon, which is like the worst. Why does this event exist? To say F you to that other event. Like, that's not really the best, I don't know, company freaking ideal or whatever, yeah. Um, and then also it's like it was planned in 2 months. Like, she literally, I think in the video, she was just like, we're just gonna start our own convention, and then 2 months later, people are flying in for it. It's like, it's been planned in 2 months. There's no way this can end up well. There's no way it can end well. But whatever. Um, so yeah, that Tanacon was a disaster. Everyone knows it. People are very angry at Tana Mojo for this event being the absolute shambles it was. And then Shane Dawson, who was actually going to be a creator who you'd be able to see at Tanacon. He was like a featured creator at Tanacon. He created a video series. Now, if you know anything about Shane Dawson, recently, or I don't even know how recently, but at least within this year, he's really delved into the whole kind of documentary style type of content where he'll take a topic and essentially turn it into 2, 3, or 4 videos, like half an hour long videos, and make it a series. He did it with the whole Bobby Burns, My Hater situation. He did one where he was like confronting his dad, confronting his mum. Like, these were all different situations that he turned into these kind of documentary style series, and they're pretty good. I've started watching them. I didn't watch him before, but since he started doing these videos, I've been like, okay, this is pretty good. Now, because he was supposed to be a feature creator at Tanacon, he decided, okay, let me do a 3-part series where I basically delve into Tanacon and break down exactly what went wrong. And this series has been incredibly well received. Well, he does well on all of his videos, but specifically on these videos, 10 million views, 9.3 million views, 6 million views on the video that was only uploaded 13 hours ago. So people really want to know what happened with Tanacon. If I break it down for you, essentially it breaks down to this. You have two 20-year-olds or 20-something-year-olds, Tana Mojo and Michael Weiss, deciding to put together an event within 2 months when they have absolutely no business doing so. And so the event was a complete disaster. That's essentially what it boils down to here. The first video, The Truth About Tanacon, it's essentially him just saying, okay, I want to find out what the truth is, blah, blah, blah. The second video, The Truth About Tana Mojo, is a video where, I don't even know, like all the videos kind of merge into one once you've seen them all. But in this video, he speaks to Michael Weiss. Michael talks about how he's going to lose his house, how he put everything into this event, which is like, I don't know why you would do that, but he says that's what happened and that he's not going to be able to pay his rent. He's going to lose everything. He put his car into this event, like he sold his car to put the money into this event. Like, it's talking about all that stuff. And then in the third video, Tana Mojo and Michael Weiss actually talk to each other and go back and forth. It's I don't know, it's interesting. I thought the third video was a bit underwhelming, but I mean, I was expecting some massive reveal of what happened. But ultimately, what happened was what one could expect. Like, two people, super young, have no business organizing an event this large, and it failed. Like, that's essentially what it comes down to. They were irresponsible. Both of them were irresponsible, and that's one thing I actually do want to say about the video. Let me get it up here without it freaking playing. All right. What I would say about like these videos is that a lot of it, okay, first of all, a lot of it was Tana Mojo crying, which, I mean, I can understand being upset, but in the video she's crying so much and you can't actually understand what she's saying because she's talking through her tears and there was no subtitles or anything. So a lot of the video is just her going, and it's just like, okay, wait, I don't know what you're saying. Either subtitle this or cut it out because I fully don't understand what's going on. Whatever. That's neither here or there. The video is her like trying to explain her side, trying to break down what happened. Saying that Michael is like a scam artist, a con artist, that he holds people's money. Obviously, Michael was there. He was denying all of this as it was being said, and we never really got an answer for what happened. And I do sort of feel like from watching the video, Shane Dawson already mentioned that, you know, he likes Tana Mojo. He sees her as his daughter, apparently. I feel like he didn't go as harsh on Tana as he could have, and he probably should have. I mean, this was her event. Even if she was trusting, you know, the Good Times CEO to run this thing, you know, you still have to have like a heavy hand in making sure it's going well. And it didn't really feel like that's what happened. I mean, even in the beginning of the last video, there was I think the first clip of the last video was when they were like, okay, so the hotel room holds 1,000 people. We have sold, I think they said they sold 4,000 tickets. And then Tana said something like, oh, can we make them wait outside? Like, I really like, or maybe she didn't say outside, but she said, can we make them wait to get in? I really like the whole idea of, you know, waiting for a long time. Now, whether her idea of waiting for a long time is 4 or 5 hours, whether she meant more like 20 to 30 minutes, That remains to be seen. We probably won't ever know for sure, but she definitely did say that. That's something that when I heard, I was like, whoa. So she actually wanted people to be waiting to get in, because obviously, naturally, at any sort of event like this, you are gonna have to wait. There are gonna be lines, but waiting for 4 or 5 hours in the blistering heat with no water, no food, and then people getting sunburned all over. I don't know. That's not the best idea for how to run an event. Um, I don't know. Is there anything else really left to say with Tanacon? It was a disaster. It shouldn't have happened. I do sort of feel like these Shane Dawson videos, as entertaining and interesting as they were, I did feel like the last one dragged on a bit, but he's trying to show as much as he can, so I can understand that. But yeah, for as entertaining as they were, I do feel like it was slightly skewed towards Tada Bojo. Um, I feel like he was trying to not make her look as bad as she probably was being. Like, I don't believe that she completely blew off the event. She didn't care about organization. There were even clips which showed she was asking questions to make sure everything was being set up correctly. But asking questions, in my opinion, for an event like this isn't enough. You want to make sure that what they're saying is actually happening. You want to see evidence. Like, if you're asking, is there enough space? Actually look and imagine for yourself. Could 5,000 people fit in here? And I can't get past that like 5,000 figure, because the hotel said 1,000 to them. They knew it was 1,000. Apparently the hotel told them, listen, this place holds 1,000 people, but 5,000 people can fit in. I don't like that. Doesn't make any sense to me, because if a place tells you, okay, we can hold 1,000 people, but if you have 1,100, maybe even 1,200, they can fit in, then I'd be like, okay, yeah, it might be a little bit cramped, but apparently we can fit them in. But what hotel staff will tell you, now maybe the hotel staff did tell them this, we'll never be able to know unless they recorded it, but what hotel staff will tell you, oh, this place holds 1,000 people, but if you want to put 5,000 people in here, it'll be fine. That's 5 times over like what there's 5 times the recommended amount. It just seems it seems kind of silly to me. Like, even if I heard that, if I was organizing an event and the hotel staff told me, listen, this place holds 1,000 people, but if you want to bring 5,000 people in, it'll be fine, I'd be like, how does that make any sense? Why isn't your capacity then set to 5,000? If 5,000 people can fit in here comfortably, as you say, why wouldn't you say the capacity is 5,000? Why would you say it's 1,000? It wouldn't make any sense. I'd be questioning it myself, and I feel like it's something that Tanner and Michael, the head of Good Times, which is a company that apparently only he's in, so he made Good Times for Tanacon. It's this whole weird situation, but I really feel like they should have questioned it. Obviously, I'm not in their position. I don't know what I would have done, but I like to think I'm responsible, and just to think of a question like that, it's not a complicated question. The place says it holds 1,000 people. I have 5,000 guests. They're not going to be able to fit in here. Like, that is really simple. Like that, it's really simple. Yeah, I think that's pretty much all there is to say about Tanacon. Apparently, it wasn't for profit. They were just doing it to. She was just doing it, to spite VidCon, so she wasn't getting any money from it, which I can believe, because from what I've seen, she's always on tour, and I imagine that's how she makes most of her money, as well as her YouTube videos and all that. But yeah, I mean, that's Tanacon. What I'd say is, I'm not going to be attending Tanacon 2019, maybe not 2020, maybe by 2021 they'll have it down, but yeah, I don't know. Just if you're going to a YouTuber event, just make sure it's been organized a fair amount beforehand. An example I can think of is Upload. That's the Sidemen, the Sidemen VidCon alternative that was in the UK. You can tell that they put a fair amount of time into planning and organizing that one. They announced it months beforehand. I think it was being held in September. They announced it back in June. It shows that, okay, they've been planning this for a while. Tanacon was announced 2 months. Like, she thought of the idea 2 months before it was set to go, which just seems a bit hasty. Not to say it couldn't have been pulled off, but the chances weren't in her favor. And I feel sorry for the people that flew out from other countries to see this and went home with sunburns. It's just it's such a shame. I don't really feel like these videos kind of exonerate Tana. Like, if I was a person that did do that, if I flew from the UK to California or Anaheim, yeah, I think Anaheim's in California, right? If I flew all the way there and I came home and I just had, I had the worst experience. Watching these videos would make me understand a bit more of what happened, but I'd still feel like I want my money back. It's not even getting my money back. It's like the time, the effort, like it's just, yeah. Anyway, that's it. That's my thoughts on Tanacon. Wait, how long has this video been? Oh my god, 15 minutes. How do I always make these so long? Okay, you know, we're wrapping up this video. I always intend for these things to be under 10 minutes, but then they end up being 15.5 minutes. Who's gonna want to watch this? Whatever, bro. I'm done. I'm out of here. Yeah, that's it. That's a new tamagoExtras video. If there's a topic you want me to talk about, just leave it in the comment section below. If it's interesting, I'll talk about it. And yeah, that's it. tamagoExtras, Tanacon 2018. I'll see you in the next video. Peace. Wait, I forgot that I have to press the stop button myself. So I did this whole peace out pose, and I didn't freaking end the video. Alright, I'm done. Bye.